Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Brought to you today from beautiful Dayton, Ohio. Now, let's hear it for our special guest host, Alex Abuyuan.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, gang. Wow, fired up, man. Welcome to the Alex Abuyuan Alliance TWC service station. I'm your service technician. My name is Alex, and we are going to service your brain. So we're going to teach you why multiplication is better than division. You know, and we won't use the context of being married because we know what happens, Noel, right? When you multiply, we're going to talk about your business, right? Of course, I look at you, Patrick, and anyway, God bless you, man. Of course, Noel and I know, because we're godparents to how many? I mean, like, we kind of switch off godparents, and, so that's kind of cool. But anyway, man, I'm so fired up. Thank you, Andy Albright and Jane Albright, for allowing me to work on the maintenance of your engine, your brain, okay? I'm your service technician, and we're going to cover some really cool things. I got some awesome people on the call that are part of my team. And Andy really talked us up as far as our production and things we've been doing the last 3 months. Been crazy. And I'm just jacked up about it. And as those of you guys who were at the Dallas Integrity Partnership meeting, you know how fired up I am. So we want to share some of the good feelings with y'all, teach you a little bit, motivate you a little bit, give you some stories, and maybe change and tweak some of the stuff going on in your brain. Because I know for me, I need these calls every week because I still need my brain fixed. I still need preventive maintenance. I need the oil changed, right? I need the timing belt changed up. I need to get the timing right. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm just jacked up and humbled to be on the call. So let's go over the leaderboard, Tia, and point out some things. So I can. So we are, let me get the right leaderboard. All right, cool. Whoa, check this out. Brian and Crystalline Rojas is at 111,676 points, which I think I was told that they leapt over
She frozen for all of you.
Okay, can you hear me, Tia?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I think Alex froze up there. So maybe somebody can text him, Patrick, or I don't know. He's probably still talking. So what I'll do, my name is Noelle Leventovich. I was hired by Alex Abuyuan, and I'm happy to be on this call today. So thank you for inviting me on, Alex. I know he'll come back with us here in just a second, but let's go ahead and go over this leaderboard real quick. So the Alaskan cruise is our next trip. We're going to do it. We're going to all get on this Alaskan cruise, all expense paid trip for two. And it looks like Brian and Crystalline Rojas are at the top of the leaderboards so far this year. It started January 1st and goes all the way to December 31st, but they're already almost qualified for the Alaskan cruise. Isn't that crazy? It's like not even the end of February yet, and they're already qualified, which is kind of crazy. Well, they need a couple thousand more points. So it looks like you need 135,000 points to qualify, and they already have 111,000 points. Isn't that crazy? They have actually bumped up the top producer from last year. They're above the top producer from last year, which is Megan Wood. And Megan has 103,000 points towards the cruise. So we'll just do the top three. You guys can see this list. We're not going to go through everybody, but Eric and Bobby Belair, they have almost 59,000 points towards the cruise. So they're more than qualified. I mean, look at all these people. I know There's a lot of new people on here on this list too. So you can do it. It's just what you do and how you get started and just doing the system. And we're going to talk more about how you do that as we move along on the call today. And if Alex just jumps back in, he can take back over because, I'll just do what I can do here. The next part is, this is the manager leaderboard for the cruise. Megan Wood is at the top of the manager list there. I think you need 120,000 points for the Alaska portion of this, and she's leading that. And then Brian and Crystalline Rojas, again, as managers, they have 116,000 points, and Bobby and Eric Belair, 76. So you can win either way. So year to date premium, all premium year to date. Megan Wood is at the top of that list year to date. She has 115,000 issue paid premium year to date. I can't read the policy count because I'm on my laptop and I'm blind, but it looks like 200 and some applications, which is crazy already this year. And then Brian and Crystalline, again, at the top of the board, they are crushing it, by the way. I mean, look for them. They're a going board member, and they're nobody's going to stop them do that. And they're at 111,000. And then Eric and Bobby Belair so far this year, 62,000 in premium. Rookies, year to date, all premium for rookies. And we have Derek J. I can only see the first names here, but out of Abear's team, what is that? 30-something thousand in premium. And then, thank you, Gia. And then Catherine G. out of the Bel Air group, 29,000 so far, 99 policy count. I think they do some Medicare stuff. So isn't that awesome? We have both sides of the business, life, health, and everything in between. Life, health, and wealth is what we do. And then we have Eric and Jen that are part of Andrew Schock's team, 28,000 in premium. So fired up for you guys. The new rookies coming across the board. Watch out for their names. Fastest moving up levels, Russell Everett, part of the Wood team. He's already moved up 2 levels already at DM. He's almost qualified for NM. This month he'll be qualified NM. Eric, Eduardo Soto, he's leveled up 2 levels for promotion. So way to go. And then Ashley and Brandon Beal too, leveled up already so far this year. Fired up for you guys. Way to go. Keep moving up. Family reunion tickets. Y'all know about our family reunion? We're fired up about it. I tell you what, I mean, NatCon was crazy off the charts. Alex is back. I'm going to let you take over, Alex. But I was just getting ready to do this family reunion ticket, but why don't you do this? Okay.
Well, you're very kind, Noel. Thanks for taking over. My system had a little poltergeist that got in there, but thanks so much. So family reunion tickets, man. Tell you what, one of the most important things about my business over the years has been promoting the opportunity for people to fix their brains when they get around each other at these national conferences that we have. And it's going to be a vital reason why we get to 10,000 agents. And when you look at the people that are promoting family reunion and the tickets that are sold, man, we got Kyle or Karen. We got Karen at 118. That is rocking. Key leader, Brandon Jennifer Gills, 118. Jonathan, 116. Jake and Bell, 98. Man, you guys are smoking. And we're going to be talking about the whole idea of promoting as one of the most important skill sets. Okay, Bay Shop. So we got Brandon Manley, my man, new junior board member. Brandon Manley, Brandon Haley, that's rocking 241. Joseph Dukes and Venus Castleberg, Dukes, 135. George and Penny Wilson, 120, man, that's rocking. Stephen and Holly, 107. Man, great job, gang. Let's keep it up. Now, Andy said, for those of you that have made investments in your business and ordered a bunch of the 199 tickets, now the key is filling in the names on those tickets. So we've got butts, actual named butts in those seats. Those are potential butts. Okay, we want those to be like real butts in those seats, right? So part about that. Toharky, Well, hey, come on. 431. Noel, Patrick, you guys. Woo! I'll read number one. I don't think we need to read any more, but we got Mike and Noel right there. Man, that's rocking. Mike and Noel, my hierarchy. Hey, I don't know if anyone told you, but this is kind of like a pyramid, right? That powerful shape. When you do this, it's love. But then when you straighten up your fingers, it's a pyramid, baby. And anyway, it's a positive pyramid. It's a benevolent pyramid. It's a love pyramid. Anyway, let's keep going. Rock on, man. I'm far about that. Anyway, let's move on. Is that it? Is that the leaderboard?
Alex, you just tell me when you want me to stop sharing. I can cut it at any time.
All right. Well, we got some people on here, so let's go ahead and let's move on. Let's move on. All right. That just fires me up. I don't know about you, but the people are fired up on leaderboards are the ones that's on them, and then they name themselves. Their names are called out. And what's really great about this is I get to call out my name, call my number, baby, like Michael Jordan. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Anyway, we're excited. I want to talk to our people that have decided to step up. They're interested in multiplying their business. They're interested in growing a team. And I want to hear why. Why is it important to grow your business beyond the sales aspect, personal sales? Why does it make sense? I'm going to bring up Mr. Jim Rupel out of Illinois. Is Jim on? I don't see him. Jim Rupel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him, man. Oh, there he is. Unmute, Jim.
Okay, now
there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. So tell me about what is it you're trying to accomplish building a team? What is your why?
Oh, wow. Well, for me, I just have to jump in there and say my age. I'm getting there where I may not be able to do it tomorrow. It's amazing just to be able to watch the people that you get started and watch them grow and realize how good it is to see that happen. And also, it keeps my wife happy. I don't know why she gets so much happier when I'm doing something like that. But yes, I'm sorry. I have to be a little facetious at times. First of all, though, Alex, I really want to thank you and Patrick for not only giving me the opportunity to share my story today, but also all the help I've received through the years. It's just an amazing blessing to be part of this hierarchy. I'm hearing it from other agents, from other hierarchies saying, oh, I wish I was under Alex. He is so good. So I want to tell you a little bit, Alex, and all of you out there in nowhere land. Some things that happened with me 6 or 7 years ago. Erica in Wisconsin called me from an old Craigslist ad I placed, and I'm thinking it's like 4, maybe 5 months after I placed the ad. And she got started, and she said, you know what, my mom really wants to do this too. And her mom, Julie, got started, and she's built a phenomenal team. And when you talk about being proud, first of all, I think I'm really proud of my own children, but my recruits are I call them more partners than recruits, but she has just built a phenomenal team. And every time I hear her talk, I almost start crying. I'm a crybaby anyway. Then Dana from Ohio joined us. She went to a convention, got all fired up, and then life got in the way. And now all of a sudden she calls me and she's ready to bloom. Yes. And then just recently, Sam from Augusta, Georgia, answered a Facebook ad. He's been a successful agent since 2011. He saw the amazing opportunity we had just a few months ago, and he's looking to do a large number of IULs. That excites me. That's that. I think the S with the 2 lines in it. Then I talked to Kelly from Kansas City. He himself has an agency. He watched one of Alex's trainings. Then he talked to Patrick. And I tell you what, when you talk to Patrick, if you don't get fired up, there's something wrong with you. And that's what happened. Patrick got him really fired up. He joined the joint. And now just the other day, Pat from Mississippi fast-tracked with us. He recently suffered some major health issues, and he wants to help others learn to get insurance while it's more affordable for them, because now he has to get a guaranteed issue plan. He's a minister, and he wants to help people in his own congregation, help them with the plans they need. And, I'm really, really looking forward to going to Reno in June, to personally meet some of my new friends just the last few months, meet some of the new friends. I haven't even talked to them yet, but I know I'm going to between now and June, and I look forward to meeting them there. And that also the family reunion, to meet my family again, all you friends that, all the people here on this call today. I mean, hey, Reno's going to be a blast, but imagine this. 7 years ago, I wasn't going to do this. 7 years ago, I lost my 30-year-old business. I was flat broke on food stamps. I couldn't buy my wife a $40 kitchen faucet for Mother's Day. Where will God take me next? Hey, like Paul Roberts, I hear him over and over when he talks about his grades in school. Hey, if I can do it, I think everybody out there in NAA land can do it. So I don't know, Alex.
Hey,
what else can I say?
Dude, you said it all right there. You found people that needed us, and you went out and found them. You got involved in our recruiting system, so we've helped you reach out and find these people. And there are some of the sharpest people, like financial advisor type quality people that know how to write retirement planning solutions through IULs and taking advantage of the Alliance system. And we're going to be finding those people, dude, in your group that want to build a big business and want to find other people, dude. So that's where we're going to get our multiplication going on, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, appreciate you, man. Thank you, Jim. And you know what? Doesn't matter how old you are. Age is just a number, right? Age is just a number. He's helping us find people. And, man, God bless you, Jim. Thank you so much, man. You got a lot of hope, baby. A lot of hope. All right, let's talk to Julie. Like Julie, he found Julie. Like if you heard his story, he kind of found Julie's daughter, right? Is that how the hierarchy goes? And then found the mother, Julie. Julie's smoking, and she's finding people in our from recruiting. So Julie, man, tell us what you're excited about as far as building your business.
Well, hello, Alex. Thank you for having me on this call, you and Patrick. Being in your area, we have so much fun. And I got to say, our tables are getting bigger and bigger, fuller and fuller at the convention. So that is so awesome. We had so much fun. I'm right there. And Jim, too, thank you for answering Erica's ad and just taking us on here. And I'm right there with Jim. I'm a little worried about what if something happens to me? What am I going to do for income? So, yeah, I got to build this team so that I don't just rely on that production. And, he is right. Erica answered his ad. And when she told me you could work anywhere you wanted, anytime they had leads, you'd make $500. And she asked me to review it for her. And I said, well, you know what, Erica, I am, I don't know if you're doing this, but I'm doing this. And that was really how it started. And then a little while later, I recruited my younger daughter, Amanda. And then she recruited my son, Andrew. And, we're a little different here because we do have three kids here in the hierarchy, and sometimes it gets a little hard. It's a little painful. It's hard enough as senior agents struggle in that, but man, as a parent, it's kind of painful at times. You just want to fix everything and you just can't. And then Amanda did a really smart thing and brought her fiance to the national convention this last time. But, with Erica, she stepped away from NAA for a while, and she went through a lot because she relocated. She let that lapse. So she had to do everything under the sun to get that license back. And I just saw the perseverance with her and getting it back and what her goals and dreams are. And I'm just so proud of that she could do that. And, with Amanda, when she started, she could barely pick up the phone. And now she's writing IULs and annuities. She arranged this call with Jeff Bright. She's calling me every day as far as where our production is on the whole team and everything. And, Andrew, this was, again, a story of perseverance. He went to family reunion unlicensed, came back, and he wanted to get his license right away. Well, he took the test remote at our home, and I don't know, there was technical issues, so he had to take it again and got through almost the whole test, and we got struck by lightning and our Wi-Fi went out and everything like that. So we had to take it again, but eventually he got it and wrote a few policies, and you just see that growth and really proud, as, like I said, not only as your agents, but as a parent. And then, like I said, Amanda did the smartest thing under the sun. She brought her fiance to national convention, and he wasn't licensed. He was like, okay, I'll go. And, he was just so funny because and he has like a huge history in sports and been to many conventions, big conventions. And at the beginning, he kind of was like, yeah, I'll be there. And, had his arms crossed, and then, yep, just like that. And then, and Alex, his night owl, when he was introduced, he said, well, I'd like one of those $60,000 checks. And, again, you see that growth. And I never really totally understood how important it was to get somebody to a convention until I saw that. And then on the way home, he was making calls to recruits. And these two have so many young people that they know. I just can't imagine where this business is going to take them. And then out there in Nebraska, we have James DeBrule, who that guy is just amazing. He is a big exec, has a big job, and he does this on the side. If you've ever heard James do an interview, or he does a lot of telesales, oh my God, he is so smooth. And I always say to myself, if I just did that, I don't think I'd ever have to leave my house, because he is so darn good. But then he wrote a policy yesterday, great for our production. Patrick Quick called him, said, great job. Hey, when are you going to build our team? And he said, all I need is a list. And, we thought he'd be kind of reluctant and everything like that. And one name came in just after another. So, he's really fired up as well. And I have a new girl starting in from Texas. Her name is Carol, and she's licensed as well. So I'm excited to bring her on. But, it's just so exciting to see the growth. They look for us to blaze the trail in that, but it's also what we learn from them. I look at James with that telesale. I look at these kids with all this, just all their technology and everything like that. And, they're on so many forms of social media. I'm lucky to be texting and having Facebook. They got Twitter and everything under the sun. And they'll just say to me, Mom, please don't go on Twitter, So anyway, we learned from them. They learned from us. I'm just so lucky, so fortunate, so proud of the whole team. We're rallying all together. We're getting in a group chat and, really working towards our first month goal of agency manager.
That's what I'm talking about. So, okay, how old are your children?
27, 24, and 22.
Okay, gang. So you might have someone you bring in that's like 50 years old, 60 years old, 40 years old. hey man, they might have children that are like primo age, and that's when we got a real opportunities to help the kids. I mean, Andy's just a great example. Finally, Haley's in the business with her husband Brandon, and then Spencer Albright's in the business. Man, it was like, oh man, I've seen Spencer and Haley when they were like yay big. Now they're in the business. Now the Leventovich family is getting in the business. My son is in the business. I mean, the next generation, man, like I tell you what, one thing, let's just be practical, right? Like we may be a little bit older, but you know what? We only have so much time left on this earth. You know, we got to give our business to the younger people so it can perpetuate the business. If nothing other than, you know, hey, come on, man, we got to keep it going. So we got to bring the younger people in to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So rock on, Julie. Thank you so much for being on the call. I know you got to bug out here in a little bit, but you're rocking. And agency manager around the corner, give us a date. When do you think you're going to get there?
Oh, month one. Well, we're working on for February and March.
So I'm talking about new agency manager. In fact, we got one of our brothers in on Patrick's team is fighting health challenges, Dennis Lyons, and Dennis Lyons will be agency manager, has been, I think, agency manager qualified end of January. And then February, he's got the volume and the structure. We like almost like it'll be done like early February. Well, he'll be a bona fide agency manager. So our prayers with you, Dennis. Man, you're rocking, dude. I know you're probably watching this, and we would love to have you on this call, brother. But man, you're kicking butt. You got Jose Compton, who's killing it on your team. Jose's starting to get the recruiting bug too, and man, he's one of our top producers also. So man, that's rocking. So appreciate Dennis Lyons. All right, let's talk to John Davis, man. John and Carolyn. What are you guys fired up about?
Thank you for inviting us on the call, Alex. Appreciate it.
All right, there you go.
There we are.
Thank you for inviting us on the call, Alex, and appreciate so much you and Pat and all your mentorship. It's been amazing. When I met the Alliance, my business had gone out of business and put me out of a job, and I was looking. I had no hope. I've been talking to some other insurance companies, and the people I talked to were, let's say, not nice. So Joe was using a system similar to what President's Club is now, and I scheduled an interview. And I was invited to a hotspot. It was not a hotspot at the time because they were doing something like Reno. So my first meeting with the Alliance was a meeting like Reno. And I can let Carolyn tell you what I said about it.
Well, he went by himself. I didn't know anything about it. He just said he was going to go to a meeting. And I said, well, great. You know, that's awesome. Go for it. So he's there and he calls me up and he's so excited. He does not know what to do. And I said, well, what's going on? And he said, oh, this is just amazing. I can't wait to get home and tell you all about it. This is really something that I want to do. And I said, awesome. So when he gets home, we go through, you know, he's telling me everything about it. And he was so excited. And he had lost his business. So I was thrilled. He was excited about anything. And I said to him, well, let's do it. That's awesome. You know, and so he jumped in. And then a little while later, I said to him, well, do you need help? And he said, well, yeah, I do. So then I started dialing for him. And then once I started doing that, I thought, well, heck, I think I'm going to do this too. So then I started dialing for me. And yeah, it's awesome because before this, I was teaching dance lessons. And when I was doing that here in the Cincinnati area, it was nothing like what I had experienced before. So I was ready for a change. And yeah, this was it because you could make a lot more money doing this than what I was doing with the dancing in this area. So I was all for that. And I like people. I like helping them. So it just worked out great. We have been using, what we're really excited about is recruiting because John's been using President's Club. And one of our latest recruits is young gal by the name of Wei, and she is just amazing. She has not been doing a lot recently because she just had a baby, and but her first year she wrote over 260 policies. So we are thrilled with her, and she's fun to work with, and we're just really looking forward to getting to know her better and to working with her.
Her first name's Wei?
Wei.
Wei. All right. Keep going.
Yeah, she's just amazing. I don't know what it is with our team and babies, but I have another one that just had a baby, so we're waiting for her to get back in gear.
They're duplicating their upline.
That's right. There you go.
One of the things I was looking for, Alex, when I got into the business was not just a job, but to build another business. That experience of some health problems in my business that I had before this carried me through for a year without being able to work. I was looking for something to duplicate that with. That's why I was so attracted to the Alliance when I saw it.
Yeah, John is an engineer by education and has run businesses and factories, and he's got a tremendous business background. And then when he ran into those health challenges, this became the answer to his prayers, and Carolyn took fire. She caught fire with this. And actually in our hierarchy, entire hierarchy, she has the best placement and persistency. Like we're talking 90% both placement, 90% persistency. She knows what the heck she's doing on the sales side. Now they're building this team. They're bringing some really fired up young people who just, can't manage to not be pregnant. But hey, man, we're fired up because they are multiplying. So all the babies they're having, man, 18 years from now, they are going to get in our business and keep it going, right? So great job. That's awesome, man. You guys fire me up, man. And let's keep rocking. Alan Hooley, hey, brother. What are you fired up about?
I'm fired up because I got back from conference and my hair's on fire. I mean, market setup, just wow. But thank you for inviting me today, Alex. It's truly a privilege and an honor to be speaking to the Alliance Nation. When I found the Alliance, my first reaction was to start building it immediately. So my resume was out there in the old days, we called it Career Builder, but now it's ZipRecruiter, which is very similar to what President's Club is doing. And I got a phone call. I got interviewed. They told me to go to, at that time, what was known as a hotspot. And when I went to the hotspot, lo and behold, it was in Orlando, Florida, and Eric Belair was the presenter. And my first week in the business, so I signed up. And my first week in the business, I invited 5 of my coworkers to come to the hotspot, and 4 out of the 5 signed up. And through the years that I've been with the Alliance, life happens. So everyone, all of the original 4 were no longer with me, but I was going along. I was working 40 hours a week. I started this part-time. I was working 40 hours a week. And I was working weekends, and I was making more money doing this on weekends than I was at my 40 hours a week job. And I guess it's because I'm older and I just come out of the mortgage business. And the mortgage industry, I loved it, but I was there for the mortgage crash. And I went from $100,000 a year to zero because the mortgage company I was working for, through no fault of their own or my own, we went from 56 lenders down to 2. And so when the Alliance found me, I was in a call center. And after about 2 years, I woke up and said, hey, I guess this insurance thing is going to stick around. So I started going full time after 2 years. So about 6 months ago, one of those 4 people that I originally invited came back to me. Her name is Diana, and she immediately started recruiting people. And I'm fired up. I want to get her out to Reno. And she's already written an annuity, and she brought a bunch of people with her. And so we're working through that. And so that's one way that got me fired up is every time I bring someone in, I'm changing their life. I just get re-energized. And I have a bunch of people on my team. I have Mary Jane, who I found through, I was just doing a lead and sold her and her husband a policy. And then she led me to Susie. And Susie's out there making it happen. And Luis is another person that I got similar. I got it from the insurance commissioner's website. They have a list of licensed agents, so I call them. And then I was going to do not a presentation. I was helping a woman with her death claim. For her husband had passed away, and it was a Transamerica death claim, and I was helping her with it. And that's how I met Jasmine, because it was her grandmother. She says, I think she might be interested in it. So I pull out the ATM, went through it with her again to update my green sheet. And then she's like, I think my granddaughter might be interested. And the funny part was the granddaughter she thought would be interested wasn't Jasmine. It was her other granddaughter. And so Jasmine is engaged with us, and she brought me to Day Day. And Day Day is down in Brevard County, and she's hacking away at this. So I'm really fired up because there's a lot of opportunities for me to help my people, help them grow. And I mean, this thing is just getting ready to take off. Mark Cassetta is giving us a new roadmap for us to follow. And I'm just fired up out of my mind.
That's awesome, dude. See, every person we're bringing on is a potential person that not only sells, but they're a person that can recruit and build too. So we're looking at people that we can invest our time, energy, and effort in that will duplicate what we're doing and go out there and start multiplying their business as we teach them and train them, right, on how to invite, present, and close. So, man, that's what I love about Mark Cassetta. He brought in this idea of, man, you got to pay attention, number one. You got to get excited because, man, how can you get other people excited if you're not excited about what you're doing and what you have your hands on? We have the best building opportunity, sales opportunity that exists. If you only realize it, you'll get fired up like everybody that is on this call, and their excitement will lead to people wanting to gather around and see, man, what are you so excited about? And then these folks obviously have not quit, right? Never quit. And those are the three things, man. Pay attention, get excited, and never quit. That's rocking, dude. Appreciate you, Alan. All right, man. Let's go to my buddy, John Femiano. John, hey, dude.
There you go. Good morning. Good afternoon.
So John is one of my guys that's just smoking this thing like a cheap cigar. He's out there. He's a Brooklyn boy, right? Or Bronx?
Right. Come on. Brooklyn.
Okay, I know.
Currently living in New Jersey, but born and bred in Brooklyn.
Yeah, absolutely. And John's been with me for, it's kind of coming up on a year, but you have been smoking it this last 3 months. Like your production has just gone through the roof. I think what you got did over like 25,000 in January, right? You did like 15-ish sometime in December. And then before that, really not much in November, but you're like on this track and you got some smoking people coming on. Correct. And man, talk about what you saw in the business and being involved with it. And tell us about Family Reunion last year. What sparked in you this desire to really give this thing your best shot?
Well, first of all, I have to thank you. You've just been there. You've been there to help me. You've been patient. You've been a true mentor. Patrick, he's always saying nice words about me, encouraging me. And obviously Andy Albright, who put this incredible culture together. And that's what I'm really excited about. And that's what I sell on people's the culture. When I first joined here, I won't go into how it came about, but you were pressuring me hard to go to Family Reunion. I did not want to go. We were on lockdown, and I wasn't just not feeling in the head. And even Andy Albright called me up. He called me up at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I remember I didn't realize it was him. I just ignored it. And you text me, you're like, yo, that's Andy Albright, dude. Pick up the phone. I was like, oh, all right. And I bought my ticket then. I went, and when I went, I fell in love with the Alliance. I mean, I fell in love with everybody there. It was the culture. Paul Roberts, I introduced myself to him. He just made partner. What does he say to me? He says, thank you for coming up and saying hello. I mean, you don't get that in Wall Street America. You don't get that in corporate America. That type of character. And even Pastor Tim, when I left Sunday, Pastor Tim, just incredible people all around. So I was fired up when I went down there. When I came back, I really had to get my system. I had no system, how to figure it out. I did realize from being down there what I needed to do. So, Alex, it took me some time to get my system and my process together. And once I got
tell
my
them your background, tell them what you were doing prior to joining us. You have your securities license, dude. You got your PNCA. I mean, you had a bunch of things going on prior to joining us. So everyone on the outside would think, well, what? You're already successful in all these other things, professional financial services, PNC. Why go this direction? What is it about us that?
It's funny you say that, right? So when I came here, by many standards, I was already successful. I have my own business, but I was miserable. And my daughter going to college was really what kind of set me into a depression. That I realized, son, this is my little girl, my little baby. That was my sidekick for all these years. I had to leave her somewhere, and it hit me. I'm like, my son's next, right? And this isn't worth it. This isn't worth the aggravation of what I'm doing. Every day I'm miserable. I have the phone litmus test. And I look at the phone litmus test. If I see your name come up on my phone, if it gives me a stomach ache, I know I shouldn't be around you, right? If it makes me happy, I know I should be around you. And my litmus test was a total failure. It was like 90%. Every time I picked up the phone, I had a stomach ache. And then, and I still have my PNC, whatnot, my agency. But what I love about the Alliance, what Andy created, was he gave you an opportunity to own your own agency without the responsibilities of a brick and mortar business. I don't have to come to work in the morning and worry about the fax machine broke. Why agents are downstairs smoking cigarettes too close to the building. I don't have to worry about all the nonsense, right? I just come in and I nurture my agents. And that's really what you want to do as a business owner, right? You want to nurture your agents. So that gives me the affordability to come in there and just do what I like. I sell because I love to sell, and I help my agents. I nurture my agents, and it's a great process that they set up. Think about when you look at the override that you receive here, right? And you look at what you would make your overhead having your own agency, you make more here, right? Because you have people constantly trying to get you pay for this, pay for that, do this for me, do that for me, things breaking, want to expanding, needing new computers. I don't need any new computers. I don't need anything. I just need to nurture my my agents. And another thing that I'm fired up about, and I was fired up from day one, is the glow bonus, right? People don't really talk about that glow bonus enough, in my opinion. And what Andy Albright did was, and I don't know if he realized it, if he did it intentionally or not, right? But he created a culture where you want to see people in your organization do even better than you, right? And think about it. Let's say Megan Wood is under you, right? You may be the best person in the world, but subliminally, psychologically, you're not going to want to see her go over your pay scale and lose your override on her because you pull that work into her, right? So the way he created it, you really want to see, there's nothing more I want to see than people in my downline, my agency, to do far better than me. Go hit 140, right? God bless you. I'm still making my override of them. So they are my agents for life. So you truly have your own business here. And, I'm pumped. Another thing is meeting people. I'm here in New York and New Jersey, and I have agents now all over the country. I speak to people. I love going to North Carolina. And I have people in Georgia. I even have somebody in Kentucky. I didn't even know what Kentucky was. I had to look it up on the map. I'm like, Kentucky, I'm not somewhere in the middle somewhere, right? So I just know it's that way from me. It's west and down, right? So people from Georgia. And when you meet people from other states, it expands your horizons, right? You start seeing things a little bit differently. You start seeing things from their perspective, and you just become friends. I have people in my downline. I have 3 new people that really just came on. We have Gigi, Laura, and Paige. Paige is as far away from me as you could get. She's in Seattle, close to Toronto. I laugh. I'm like, we can't be any further apart, But here's somebody that single mom, 3 kids, right? She calls me up Saturday night, 7:30. She's like, hey, I just landed an IUL for $3,000 a year premium. I'm like, oh, how great is that? It's 7:30 at night, and I don't care where I am. I'm picking up that phone, and I'm celebrating with her, right? There's nothing more important than that. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. Finding hustlers, finding people that will listen to you. Like Alex says, I have been around. I have sold in the past, but I listen to Alex. I listen to Patrick. I listen to everybody. I go on those calls. I listen to everybody. You never know what you're going to pick up. But when I'm pitching people to come to this organization, I speak very little about, I speak about the process they have and whatnot. But what I hit on is the culture. And I really hit that culture hard. I'm like, listen, if you want to be part of an environment, and it starts from the top up, and I send them, what I do is I send them the link on Andy's site, on the Alliance site. They got that little 24-second video where everybody's just like making food for free and stuff like that, and they're partying. I send them that link. I'm like, you want to be part of this culture? And it starts from Andy, and it comes down to Alex, Patrick, and it's really spread throughout the culture. So I'm like, if you can appreciate that, I'm a Wall Street guy. I've been around, very good people, and I've been around givers and takers, right? Up here, there's a lot of takers. If you want to be around people that truly want to see you do well and truly want to help you, we have people that work with people in my group that aren't even in their downline, right? So it's all about the culture. That's really, if you could say what I'm most fired up about, I could go on, but I'm fired up about this culture that Andy created. And I'm blessed. Every day I get up, I put on my hat, and I say, one day Andy's going to send that one of those planes over there to Teterboro, pick me up, me and my family up. And, I'm going to get to that level. And I'm just fired up to be around people like Alex, Jenny. And it's just, I can't even go on to mention all the good people in this organization. You truly are blessed. If you truly are blessed, we are blessed to be around everybody in this organization. And I just want to live up to what they expect of me. I want to live up to Alex's expectations. That's it. And then spend more time with my family, right? I want to win the Alaska. I said, Alex, I don't want to go to Alaska without my family. So if I do get Alaska, how do I get 4 tickets? He's like, well, you got to do double the points. I'm like, all right, I'm not going without my family. You know what I mean? That's what it's about, to now go to a different part of my life where I could be successful, but not just monetarily, right? To be able to afford the time to spend with my family, to take them places, and to truly enjoy the people I'm around. And at the Alliance, man, there's nothing. I just tell people when I do, I go, listen, go to the website. I don't even stress when I'm trying to recruit people, because in my head, I really know, I don't care where they are, it's their loss. Like, if you don't want to come here, it's your loss. You know what I mean? Another thing I do is I never discuss payout, right? I leave payout to the end. And if somebody starts off with, well, I'm on a big payout, right? And I made my mistake with that, bumping people up with payouts. They all talk. You give them a big payout and they do nothing, right? I like the people that don't talk about payout. And when they do mention payout, I say to them this, I go, listen, don't worry about the money. The money is the least part of the equation here. Like, you need to feel what I'm telling you. I understand you may hear what I'm saying, but you need to feel what I'm saying. And if you do your due diligence, and if you feel what I feel about this company, don't worry about the payout. And I'll get you on the phone with Alex. I'll do whatever we have to do. We'll make the payout work for you. That's the least of the thing you need to be doing, due diligence on. And that's the way, and my passion for it brings on good people, good quality people. I got Henry, I got Damien. Now, Henry, I'm dear friends with. I don't care if I'll always be friends with Henry. He's a great guy. Damien, it's just a truly blessing to be around the people. And again, thank you for having me on this call. I appreciate you.
Dude, we appreciate you, man. I could listen to you all day. You just so fired me up. And when you look at this business through the eyes of a new person, where their dream is sparked by something, I don't care how cynical of an agent you are. When you bring new people on, and you look at the business through their eyes, it reminds you why you were fired up about it. Like, why am I fired up? Because I get to look at the business through John Femiano's eyes. It's like, Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I remember, man, when I got in, we went down to North Carolina, right, Noel and Patrick? We didn't know what exactly we were getting into, but I saw Andy Albright. He was like, dude, you got to come down to North Carolina. We're going to do this big meeting. So he was like the best promoter. He called me up. Thank God I was on his list. He called me up and said, hey, Bo, I think we got something we can make money with. And I go, sounds good to me, dude. I knew Andy in the Amway business. He fired me up. He invited me to come down. And then he presented the opportunity by getting me down to Raleigh. And he goes, who else do you know? I go, man, I know a bunch of broke people like me. And so Noel and Patrick, and I don't know, there's like 30 other people in the van now, right? It's gone from like 7 people to 9 to 30. We brought a bunch of people down there. And I just so remember, man, I looked over, we got on the front row, right? Remember, we were on the left side of the room in the front row, me, Patrick, Noel, our team, right? And then Andy was on the other side. And I remember looking over at Andy like this. I go, my God, dude, oh my God. And he was like this. He looked over at me going, he was doing this. You guys know how he does that. It's like, oh my God, that, I didn't care what we were doing. We could have been selling vacuum cleaners. Andy Albright was going to make us rich because his belief and his excitement. And when I hear John talk, it reminds me of the guy who went down to North Carolina and saw an opportunity for me and my family with Andy Albright going, yes. See, because Andy saw the business through my eyes. You see how that works? That's why you got to recruit and build, because you get fired up every time you bring a new person on, and you get to renew that feeling inside you, man. I'm so fired up about that, man. John, you rocked, you. I see some huge things for you. I see partner in your future. And let's talk to the next partner in the alliance. Noel just was in Florida. Mike and Noel are traveling. So Mike's on a plane right now. Noel's in Florida last night doing a house party, hanging out with some winners. And I'm just like old school, man. So Noel, tell us what you're fired up about, that getting around, looking in their eyes in a home. And what is that about?
Oh my gosh. Can you hear me okay? Okay.
Loud and clear.
It like every morning I wake up and I'm like, it blows my mind. Like I spent like $200 on an insurance license and I get to do this, you know what I mean? And I make money and I go to events and they give me awards and stuff. And I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to say that probably, but it's the enthusiasm. Like you said it, it's like the, pay attention, right? Come to the meetings, pay attention. While you're there, get the most out of it, right? Pay attention to this call and any call that you're invited to be a part of. And the get excited part, I mean, that's just easy for me. 'Cause, it's like, yes, I have struggles. Yes, stuff happens, right? But I get excited because I know what this has done for me. And Alex, you said it. I mean, when you're in front of a new person that I feel like a kid, you know what I mean? I feel like giddy again, and stuff like that, because I see them, I see how I was, and I feel like I still am, but through their eyes. And it's very exciting, very exciting. And then the never quit part, I mean, that's easy for me. I'm not going to do anything else. You know what I mean? There is no, I don't even want to say that word, but, I mean, we're world changers. We're legacy makers. I mean, we're in a business that it's crazy. The insurance industry currently, with the system that we're a part of and the opportunity to go partner with integrity and everything that Andy has put together here, it is nuts, John. It's crazy what is going on right now in this industry. It's never been better to be a part of this than a part of this organization, because we love, we support, and we help people. We don't say, get your license and throw them out there. We help them. We help them along, we encourage them to communicate with us, which, anyway. So yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Isn't it amazing? So I just am very excited up. So yeah, I was just in a home meeting last night with Jonathan and Morgan Overstreet. It's a married couple in depth under Katrina Gustin, one of the top producers in the country. And in fact, I'm in the Lakeland office today where Junior Korea and Katrina Gustin work out of and stuff. And thank them for allowing me to be in here. I'm in a corner of their office. And it's just that meeting. I'm so proud of Jonathan and Morgan because they came to our national convention. They just got started. Both of them just got licensed. Came to the national convention. Jonathan just wrote his first applications a couple days ago. And Morgan's running her appointments, a couple appointments tomorrow. But they had 6 people in that meeting. And 6 brand new eyes, and fired up, excited about what's going on, And I had BAM FAMs. I booked a meeting from a meeting, right, with these people so that we can help get them started. That's the key. When you get somebody that's excited, how about let's get them started now? How about get them in class now and get them through that and get them excited about having their home meeting, which I'll come down there and do that. You know what I mean, for them, and show Jonathan and Morgan how to do it because they're brand new. And it's what we did with Andy, right? I mean, Alex and I and Patrick got licensed on the same day, right? We were learning together. So Andy helped coach us along the way. We'll do the same thing for you. So I just get very excited. I mean, we got Kevin Lewis, who's brand new. He's already got 58,000 issue paid, and he's in Louisville with us, but he is already hiring people. We got him duplicating. You talked about multiplication, right? It's one thing, me having to do everything, but when you have other people that are stepping up, like Jacob Ray Joseph and in Albuquerque, doing their own, meetings and stuff like that, and training their own, and they got their own office out there. Crazy to me. That's where multiplication starts kicking in, and that's where your business takes off. Multiplication is where it's at. You don't want to have to be the one doing everything.
Nope.
But I'm happy to go out and serve. I'm doing another home meeting tomorrow in Jacksonville with Ryan and Ashley, and so I'm fired up to be able to do that. It's an honor for me that they'll open their home for that, and they've invited some people, and we're gonna just have a good time, So it's fun. I'm having a good time.
Well, Noelle, that is awesome. I was talking to Mike at the conference, or actually, I texted him, I think yesterday, and I said, dude, how many recruiting agents do you have that are actually independent of you building their business? And he said they have 15. And I said, man, I'm fired up. 15 people that are going out there, independent of Mike, are building their business. They're recruiting, they're selling, they're building, right? And they've duplicated themselves through 15 other people. And then between Patrick and myself, outside of the 11 Tobich organization, we have about 15 people doing the same thing. And I'm going, oh my gosh, I've got 30 people outside of me that are building their business. They see the vision. And here's the key, right? If something happens to me, Mike and Noelle, Patrick, Suzanne will still build their business. They love me and Ginny. And if something happened to me and I couldn't do it, they're still doing it whether I can do it or not. And that, to me, is called security. See, because I've duplicated myself through them. Andy duplicated himself through me. I duplicated myself through Patrick and Suzanne and Mike and Noelle, and they're duplicating themselves through their team. I'm working on John Famiano, duplicating myself through him. And then when I am working with other agents, John's doing his thing. Noelle and Mike are doing their thing. Patrick's doing his thing. I'm going, whoa, this is multiplication, baby. So Patrick Connors, man, my best friend and my godson. I am actually his godson. Yeah, we had to kind of put him up there on the baptismal font, kind of carry him over there. But anyway, dude, talk to us about the whole idea of duplication and multiplication.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear.
I don't know how you have attracted such good people to your team. I'm so excited. I was wrapped with attention listening to John. And then you said what I was thinking. I could just listen to him for hours. And then Noel got me so excited. I was leaning in and leaning in and leaning in. And then Cuz sent me a text on my phone. It's like, can you get any closer to the screen? So I guess that's a good sign that I'm attracted. All these people, all these winners you've had, like a parade of winners on this call. Thank you for, and I don't know how much they're sharing with their, like how much they want to share. I want to share with you guys what happened with me. Like when we just got back from a conference, we're all going to go to Reno, but we just got back from a conference, and Jane said on stage, she said, she highlighted 3 things right up front that Mark Aceta says about, paying attention, getting excited, and never quitting. And I remember all those years ago when you hired me, you said, look, Patrick, you can't be Mike Leventovich. You can't be Noel Leventovich. You can't be Andy Albright. You can't be Fitz. But you can do the things that those guys do. And so when I was, I always heard that and I thought, that's true. I can never be, any of those people. But when you said you can do the things they do, I just wanted to know, what are those things? And so when Jane got up and highlighted what Mark said, she's like, you need to pay attention, you need to get excited, and you need to not quit. I can do those things. Can you do those things? You can do those. Whoever you are watching, those are things we can do for sure, right? So anyway, we love you, Dennis and Debbie. I remember you invited me to a conference call. It was late at night. I'm guessing 2:00. I was probably up changing a diaper or something. And Fitz was on the call. And he said, guys, I want to share with you a book that explains how you take your business from just like adding a person to skyrocketing. And it was a book. It could have been written by Mark Aceta. It could have been written by Alex or Andy. But in the book, the author talked about how you can compound what you're doing. You can compound. And that's what this call is about. It's like you can, if you own a pizza store, they're always hiring, right? When you go somewhere, isn't there a sign that says we're hiring? Everyone's hiring. When people say, I can't find a job, I'm not trying to judge, but everybody's hiring. Okay. So you go to a pizza store. Let's say this is Domino's Pizza. And there's a sign that says we're hiring. You can hire that person. And now instead of having 8 employees in there, you've got 9 employees in there. That's great. And they all do an important job. But that is called addition. That's one more person that can spin the pizzas, or one more person that can, huff and deliver the pizza to your house. That's addition. Now, multiplication is when you open another restaurant. And that's what we're talking about on this call. That's why Noel flew all the way down to Florida. She doesn't live in Florida. She flew from Kentucky down to Florida to do that because they're opening up another office. Remember, she said that Jake and Veray opened an office? That's what she's doing. And Mike Leventovich, so Noel's flying down to Florida. Mike is on an airplane. He's out in Phoenix. Now today he's in Denver, Colorado. Thank you, Mike Leventovich and Joseph Dukes and Marcus Richardson. I love you guys. And we've got people there in front of you. And those guys are within one family, right? Mike and Noel, they're out opening multiple offices. That's exponentially growing their business. That I love. So anyway, my mind's going everywhere, but I just want to say that Mark Aceta told us there's 5 skills we got to get good at: inviting, presenting. I forget the exact language. I'm getting it down. We'll learn it better in Reno. But presenting, closing, training, and promoting. And what he said from stage was, all we got to do is the invite. If we invite people, then will the system, Noel Leventovich, Mike Leventovich, Alex Abuyuan, Andy, the system will do the rest of the deal for us. And you heard that a little bit. Julie mentioned it with James last night. I was just texting with James and I said, I'll make you a deal, James. If you invite a couple people to talk to me, I'll do all the rest. I'll do the presentation for them. I'll close them. I'll get them in your business. And then we'll train them on how to do the same thing with their people. And then we'll promote the conference to them. And he was like, I'm in. Next thing you know, here comes name after name after name after name after name. People want that. I want that. You want that. You heard it with Alan Hooley. He said that somebody invited him to a hotspot. The person who invited him to the hotspot just invited him, just did step 1, invite. And Eric Belair did the presentation and did it so well and closed Alan that Alan had 5 more people there the next week. because Alan saw all I have to do is invite. Everybody, all of us, we can invite people. We can get them around, all the people who are running these meetings. I just wanted to highlight that. Also, Huli said another thing that, to me, it brought out, it was like the perfect example of what Mark Aceta said at conference. Like, how do you build the business? And Mark said, the number one rule is there is no rule. So if you want to do, a house party, if the person has credibility and can get a bunch of people in the house, Noel Leventovich was able to do that. Mark talked about that. If the way to do it is to invite somebody to the Seattle meeting today with Gina Hawks, I guess that would be up that way, right up in Seattle. Then, and the Krauses will be there, and the Walkers will be there. Jose will be there. Many people, Paige on John Famiano's team will be there, and they can bring guests. If that's the presentation, great, bring them there. But Huli said, in the home, he was doing the 4 basics of sales, right? Which is you get them protected. You also find out who do they know. You're looking for annuity money and you're getting referrals. But who do you know? So he found Mary Jane that way, sitting right across the table. And he found Jasmine right there sitting across the table. So it's not a how do you do it? Like John Famiano said, the money is kind of like the last issue. Same with the how. But the principles are always the same. We're going to invite. We're going to present, we're going to close, train, promote. So how did I get started with Alex? Alex sent me an email. You can try this, but again, the how isn't important. The email said, I'm not making this up. I'm outing Alex right now. This is about the cheesiest email you could ever send. And I fell for it, right? It said right on my screen, like, hey, Patrick, how would you like to make $100,000 in the next 6 months? And I was like, actually, Noelle was probably like 15 feet away from me over the partition. And I kind of looked up over the partitions like whack-a-mole, and I sat down, kind of like Neo in the Matrix. And I was like, is this real? And you know what I replied? Okay. That's what I replied. I'm not saying that would work with everybody, but Mr. Gullible, it worked. So that was his invite. What can you do to invite people? You can try anything. It'll work. I promise. It'll work. You can't say the wrong thing to the right people. So that's what we do. And then Alex got me in front of Andy Albright. That was the presentation. So we're doing the same thing. Anne-Marie down in Hawaii yesterday invited Brandon talked to me. I get on the phone with Brandon, and Brandon invited somebody already named Angie, and now we're going to talk to Angie. We'll be 4 deep in that leg within 24 hours. So next thing is Alex got me Alex doesn't even have time to talk to all the people. He gave me Andrea. I called Andrea. Without me doing anything, she saw that if she invited Nicole to talk to me, I'll do the rest. And sure enough, she gets Nicole. Nicole is in insurance school already, and now Nicole's talking to her best friend. All these people I just named, they're all coming to Reno, Alex. We're going to take over Reno. We're going to have so much fun. I'm going to get off the phone because I can't wait to hear what more you're going to say and see how close I can get to the screen.
Oh, man. Now, you guys, I tell you what, man, I'm so blessed. I really am. I don't know what more I can say about that, I am duplicating myself because Andy gave me the opportunity to duplicate him. Because I saw the opportunity as he saw it. It's like, man, I could do this thing. I can find people. I can sell. I can do this. And I tell you what, Andy and I used to trade spreadsheets, and we were like saying, dude, if I can make $200,000 a year, man, we'll make diamond income, and Amway Diamonds, $200,000 a year, and I thought, okay, gang, man, I was making $200,000 a year, over $200,000 a year. The next year, then my income doubled to about $1 million, and it was because we found other people who wanted to do what we did. See, the thing about building a business is you can't do it by yourself. Like, you can't pay $720,000 in a hierarchy like mine by yourself. There's no way I could have done all of that by myself. I had people that found people that wanted to sell, recruit, and build. People that just wanted to sell, people that wanted to recruit and build, people that wanted to do whatever they wanted to do. And we committed ourselves to help them, right, to get them off the ground. And then, like Marcus said, we start sorting through the people, because you have people that get in, right, and people that don't get in. So that's the first sort. Do they want to get in and do what we're doing? Then the next sort is, are they going to do anything? So there are people that get in, and yes, gang, we do have people that get in, but they don't do anything. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's how it is. But it's a great opportunity for us to sort who we want to work with. And then the people that start doing something, then we're like, okay, maybe we got somebody. Okay, and then they start listening. They start being teachable. They start doing stuff. They're taking action. I'm going, that's where I need to work with the people who are taking action. They're listening to me, right? That become eventually what we call aces, people that do stuff. They're teachable. They become people that duplicate us, and then they find other people to duplicate them. It's a simple process, right? So, okay, we got 20 minutes. Let me give you a model. Oh, can I share, please? Can you give me the share, Tia?
Yes, 1 second.
Okay. I wish I had a pocket protector.
You should be good now.
Now we're going into nerd mode. Okay. So let's check this out.
I can get you one of Mike's if you want. I'm just kidding.
All right, cool. Okay, so yes, I am fired up. So basically, when you're talking about duplication, let's talk about it in terms of a system. Like Nick Saban and the Alabama and Roll Tide, right? Whether you love him or hate him, what he did was create a system that if he gets his players to fall in love with the system that he created for offense, defense, and special teams, they're always going to be competitive for the national championship. The goal for him is not the national championship. The goal is to get his players to fall in love with this system. Once they fall in love with the system, they operate the system, it will produce the results we're looking for, right? So what is the alliance system, the sell, recruit, and build system? So let me kind of map out the model, you know, and kind of draw some figures. So we got sell, got the recruit, got the build. Okay, so what is that? So let's map out what is the sell part. Selling are the four basics of selling. Pick up a check or pick up the phone, right? The next one is getting referrals, you know, ERS. This is how you multiply your business on the sales side, is referrals. Then let's look at how can we find annuity opportunities and all the other opportunities like Megan Wood does in multiplying the number of sales per client, right? And then the person sitting across the table is a recruit, like Megan Wood. She became a client and then she became a recruit. How would you like to find a recruit like Megan Wood across the kitchen table? So that's the sales model. So what is the recruit model? Well, Marcus Setta taught us that's the invite, right? Right? It's the present. And then it's the close. And here's the thing that we had done that did not create duplication and created addition is we were concerned about bringing people on that could sell life insurance. And then people would quit and then we'd find a winner. Hey, this guy can sell life insurance. So, you know, we keep bringing people on and just adding to people that could sell life insurance. We never created duplication. And then we got the great idea with like, once we found someone and they led us to people, we were building depth, but we were only building depth to find the people that could sell. So we were looking, I'm just talking about myself. We were looking for people that could sell, but we weren't looking to duplicate by teaching this person how to do what we did for them, right? And teaching this person how we did this so they can go out and do it on their own. We were not looking at creating outlets of people building their business, right? So we were good at the invite, present, and close, but what we failed to do was train them in what we were doing to build the business and then really teaching how to promote And I think part of this is learning to edify. So our model of sell, recruit, and build is pick up a check or pick up the phone, closing the sale, getting referrals, getting annuities and other opportunities with the same client, and then recruiting them. And then the recruit part is learning to invite people to our business, presenting the opportunity to them, right? And taking advantage of the different ways we do that, and then closing them and getting them started. How would we get them started? We train them, right? What do we train them in? We train them on the sales part. We train them on the invite, present, and close. And then we train them on how to promote. We train them how to build. And this is how you create the system that we've created in the Alliance, how you operate the system to create huge income, because all it takes is work, right? Investment in work, investment in time, and invest time, money, and emotion. Invest in your time, money, and emotion into the system that will create huge opportunities for you, right? And by doing this, we start creating duplication. And Friday at the TWC, I'm going to chart out what it will take to create the kind of income where Integrity Marketing Group is going to give you a call and say, hey, we'd like to talk to you about a potential partnership here, right? I'm going to lay that out on the TWC. So this program is designed to find, okay, the people that will operate the system. We call them ACEs, right? ACEs, people that will duplicate us, right? Now, let me say this. The foundation of all of this is love. Love and service. It's kind of like a planet, what is it? Love all, serve all. The only way that we can do this properly is by loving people and serving people, the right servant mentality. Now, the question is, who do you serve? You serve the people that will duplicate you properly. You serve the people that deserve your time, not the people that want your time necessarily, right? And so how do we define people that deserve our time, right? Well, number one, they're teachable, okay? In other words, they listen. They listen and they're teachable. And then what they do is they work. They implement the things we're teaching, right? And they work, right? They take action, okay? The third thing is they get results, right? You start getting results. They start bringing on sharp people on recruiting. They start making sales 10, 15, 20, 30,000 a month, right? And then once they get results, they're going to get edified, okay? But the kind of quality, humble person we're looking for, the people that get edified and are grateful, and they still listen to you. They don't get too big for their britches. They don't read their press clippings. They're not staring at their ring all the time, although that's a pretty damn big ring, right? Anyway, so they get edified. They still listen to you, right? Number 5, they can handle the negative on their own. They learn how to handle all the kinds of negatives that we run into building the business, and we teach them how to handle it, and then they handle it on their own without running to us all the time, seeking like, oh God, Alex, I don't know what I'm going to do. They learn how to handle it because they know it's part of the business, and they move on, they drive on, and they're able to help the people down below them with negative. They're strong enough to handle their negative, right? They've got the strength of character. They got the belief in the business that will handle any negative that comes our way. Number 6, they know how to promote the heck out of functions. They sell the functions hard to people that never been to one, like I did with John Femiano. But I'll tell you what, gang, John could not be here if I didn't give him a family reunion. Like, he wouldn't be fired up. He wouldn't have done the production, I don't think, because he could have been hanging by a thread. I don't know. But because I got him a family reunion, that's why I get the benefit of him building his belief. To me, this is what you build your business on. You can find people like this that are the aces in your business. You will walk through ground glass to get to them, man. Now, I'm going to show you on Friday. Yeah, So let me finish this point. You work where you're deserved, not where you're needed. All right? Work where you're deserved, not where you're needed. Doesn't mean you're not going to help your people, but you help your people during non-prime time. You help your people at 11 p.m. at night, midnight. That's when you help everyone else. But the people that deserve your prime time, the people that when they call you pick up the phone, those are the people that deserve your time. And so I'm going to show you creating a structure Friday where you can go partner when you can find 25 of these type of people, and you will create a structure built properly on how to go partner, right? And this is all the stuff that Andy Albright's taught me over, we've been hanging out together since 1993. And Andy's taught me all this stuff. Mark Cassetta has packaged it in a way that we can duplicate and that we can give it and simply duplicate ourselves by giving it to other people. Let me leave you this last point, okay? Well, the sorting. Here's the thing about this business is that you don't have any pressure to try to overly convince someone to do this. All you're looking for are people that are ready, willing, and able, that want to be part of what it is we're doing. They're willing to put the work in order to get it. They believe enough to do it. And we are sorting and looking for those people. They are not necessarily people that you bring in direct to you. Typically, they're going to be in depth, somewhere in depth. Like Patrick, I found Patrick for in depth from the person that I initially brought in the Amway business. Mike and Noel plugged into my Dayton meeting. So I grew the Dayton meeting from 10 people to 100 people every week in the Amway business. And Mike and Noel happened to be two distributors in another group that was told to plug into our meeting, right? And that's how I met Mike and Noel. What a blessing that has been in my life. But when they got in, they started doing something. When Patrick got in, they did stuff, right? And so let me share with you this whole notion of sorting. Okay, so hang in there with me. Matthew 13. And he told them many things in parables, saying, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed some seeds fell along the path, and the birds came and devoured them. Other seeds fell on rocky ground where they had not much soil, and immediately they sprang up, since they had no depth of soil. But when the sun rose, they were scorched. And since they had no root, they withered away. Other seeds fell upon thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked them. Other seeds fell on good soil and brought forth grain, some 100, some 60, some 30-fold. He who has ears, let them hear. So Matthew 18. Hear then the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what was sown in their heart. This is what was sown along the path. How many people have you shown the opportunity to that they just didn't get it, right? It didn't sink in. They did not see it the way you saw it. And some of y'all get all hung up and depressed because, well, my friend didn't see it, like my sister didn't see it. I don't know if this is going to work for me. Gang, it's part of what we do, right? As for what was sown on rocky ground, this is he who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. Yet he has no root in himself, but endures for a while. And when tribulation or persecution arises on account of the word, immediately he falls away, right? How many people get fired up and they get in this thing and they're going to do a million things. And then you give them some leads and they get the first old person, senior that yells at them, right? Or they knock on a door and they get slammed in the face and they run away with the tail between their legs. They're all excited about family reunion, all excited about NatCon. Then they come back and then they did not solidify the belief in the system that matches their dream to what this business can do for them, right? As for what was sown among thorns, this is he who hears the word, but the cares of the world and the delight in riches choke the word, and it proves unfruitful. This is where you get stuck in the negative influences of other people. You got agents that get enamored with all the money, and then they find out that all the money takes work. They see Andy's planes and cars, and they think they deserve that right now without paying the price that we paid. It's like, how dare you think that you can get the shortcut to success without paying the price that I paid, that Mike and Noel paid, that Patrick paid, Patrick and Suzanne paid to get to where we've made multiple millions in the business? How dare you think that? How arrogant. As for what was sown on good soil, this is he who hears the word and understands it. He indeed bears fruit and yields in one case 100-fold, in another 60, and in another 30. Gang, the power of duplication is sorting through the seed that you've sent out there. And it's a 25% proposition. You're not worried about where the seeds fall, because eventually it will fall on good soil. And that good soil, like a John Femiano, like a Patrick and Suzanne Connors, like a Mike and Noel Leventovich, like all the people on this call, they're good soil. And I'm fired up because it'll yield 60, 100-fold benefit because they were the good soil. And I would, like I said, walk miles through broken glass to find the people that were the good soil that we planted. Andy Albright found me. I don't know how many people he showed this business to, but he found me. And I was good, fertile soil, baby, to get that seed planted. He planted it in me. And then I found Mike and Noel and Patrick and Suzanne. And I've made multiple millions. But you know what, gang? Where my treasure is, that's what I focus on. My treasure is in heaven. And to know that because Patrick knew me and I helped Patrick get baptized, right? And when Mike and Noel, when I see them make partner in a few months here, I'm thinking, God bless this business. God bless Andy Albright, because I helped make a meaningful impact in their lives. When people, their friends, wouldn't invite them to things, so they didn't think they made enough money. Now they are, in a humble way, laughing all the way to the bank. And now their kids are going to college and they're giving them opportunity. I'm like going, there, but for the grace of God go on, because Andy Albright gave me a business that I gave to them, and they were fertile soil. So wrapping up, gang, man, I would pray. My prayer for you is that you become the fertile soil. You may not be the fertile soil right now, but you can become the fertile soil. Let that seed come inside you. Don't get around the SNIOP, the people that take your dreams away, right? Susceptible to the negative influences of other people. Don't be SNIOPed, man. Get around the people that love and care about you, that have your best interests at heart, that will serve you and help you grow your business so that you can make this business happen for you and your families. Be the good soil, man. Come to family reunion. Be the good soil at family reunion in Reno. Man, I don't care if you got to pay the full price, $4.99. It is going to be worth every dime, every penny to get there to be the good soil, because seeds will be planted in you by all our great leaders, right? I mean, people that, whole list of folks, man. Adam and Beth Katz, some of my best buddies in the world, man. Adam and Beth were the good soil for Andy Albright, right? Adam and Beth. I love them, man. Jason and Tawny Carey, they were also the good soil. Stephen and Holly Davies, Patrick and Suzanne Connors, Mike and Noah Leventovich. How about some of our new board members like Haley and Brandon Manley? Congratulations on new board members. They were good soil. right? How about Jason Olga Mathis? They were good soil. You know, in their upline, Andy Riddle and Angela Manzo, they were good soil. You're going to be good soil, man. How about Jake and Bell Krause? They're good soil. My buddy Ed Soto, they're good soil. You look around you, Courtney Long, God bless Chris. He was good soil. And now Courtney is like, what? She's on the recruiting leaderboard, man. She's killing it. And I'll do anything to help her build her business. She is good soil. 100-fold, baby. Andy Albright has this vision, 10 legs doing $1 million each. Can you get 10 legs doing $1 million each? It starts with you bringing in your first agent and helping them get going by helping them bring their agents on, right? And you bringing more people on. All right, gang, that's it. God bless you all, man. I love you. I pray for you. And thank you, Andy Albright, Jane Albright, for doing what you've done for us, setting the stage for us to be able to multiply and grow, planting the seed so we can produce 100-fold for our families, for you, and for our God in heaven, man. All the glory goes to him. God bless everybody. Take care. Rock on.